Alright, so it's time to go over my Master League draft battles with Boston Snorlax. So for round 2, we have almost the same teams as before, but not exactly. We had the option to drop and pick up a different pick. So I dropped Hariyama and picked up Entei. For his team, he dropped Magnezone and picked up Tangrowth. I wrote Swampert uh-oh for a reason, just because that's a big problem with my team. Swampert and Snorlax, and actually also Latios. It's a lot to figure out, so I decided on this lineup: Groudon, Giratina, and Granbull. I lead Groudon because I expect he's going to lead Snorlax, and Groudon is the only thing I have that, no any lead or energy or anything. Groudon's the only thing that beats Snorlax in the windshield, I'm pretty sure. So he switches out right away to Swampert. I switch to Giratina. This is I don't know. So here, my reasoning for switching to Giratina, not Granbull, was that if he does have Latios in the back somewhere, I would definitely want to have Granbull for that. But, I mean, Granbull's just so classy, and I didn't do a great job of preparing. I don't know its matchups that well. I don't know how much damage it's going to take from everything else. But, anyways, Giratina is reliable. Switch to that. And I take down the Swampert. I do have to watch out for Earthquake. It's going to do a bit of damage, but it's not going to be too bad. I'm guessing he's going to I'm guessing. In this moment, as I'm playing it, not as I'm rewatch it, I'm guessing that he's probably going to let the Swampert die out so that he can come in with Snorlax, but the switch clock is almost up. And also the reason I went for this Dragon Claw was because I didn't think I could farm down, and I didn't want to have to tank another anything. Yeah, so switch clock is up. So if he comes in with Snorlax, I can pretty easily... Okay, so here, I'm not sure about this decision. I end up hitting the Ancient Power, but I think it would have been wiser to save that energy. I mean, who knows, maybe whatever I would send it in to later would have, CMP or something, so I don't know. And then Granbull here, I don't think that actually makes a ton of sense too, because Granbull I was going to save for Latios, but here I was just getting excited with the close combat. I don't know, even though this is a draft setting and not totally blind, I'm still not sure whether there's Latios or something else in the very back. Because if it's Latios, I want to save Granbull for that, but if it's Tangrowth or Articuno, then maybe I have to be a bit careful. But anyways, I get the crunch to burn a shield, and then I hit the close combat, but I don't get excellent. Embarrassing. But then I do come back in with Giratina, and here I do have to burn a oh god, those looks just add up. Yeah, see, this is part of why I was kind of thinking, maybe I shouldn't have done the Ancient Power before, because if I did it here, then, I mean, he would have had more HP. I don't know, it's tricky. I do know that this Snorlax does not have Body Slam. It only has Earthquake and Outrage at this point, so I can use that. Here, I do the Fire Blast, but it made no sense to do that. I should have just done the Earthquake, because I know that it would make no sense for him to... I don't know. Yeah, I should have just done the Earthquake for the first one, but I'm pretty sure, judging by the fact that I still have a shield and how little those Vine Whips are doing and how much energy I had going into this, that I'd be able to get to this Fire Blast okay. Fire Blast on Groudon might seem like kind of a weird choice, but it makes a lot of sense for Boss's Snorlax team, just because he's got Tangrowth and Articuno, and even though he does have Swampert, Earthquakes actually take care of Swampert decently well. So it just makes a lot more sense to be able to have something that can hit Tangrowth and Articuno at all if I want to prepare for his team, instead of over preparing for just Swampert, even though that's a threat, as I have established. For the second game, I keep the same team. It worked before. He might change some things. He probably should change some things, but I'm going to stick with the strategy. So he switches from Snorlax again, this time to Tangrowth, and again I switch to Giratina. So here, I actually don't know how much this move is going to do to me. I'm guessing he's going to go for Ancient Power because it's neutral. Yeah, he does. And so I actually also go for the Ancient Power. I haven't looked too closely at this matchup. I haven't checked to see if it makes more sense to go straight Ancient Powers, because sometimes it does. Like, if you know that no matter what you can only get 4 charge moves off or something like that, then you may as well do 4 Ancient Powers than 4 Dragon Claws, because that's just going to do more damage. Plus, you know, if you get a boost, that's cool. But I do Ancient Power for the first one, just to kind of fish for the boost, but then from there, I just do Dragon Claws, just to, I don't know, work my way down. Switch clock isn't up yet. Now he blocks. He blocks this Dragon Claw, which I found interesting. I wasn't totally sure why. I mean, actually, no, it makes sense. I guess he's trying to save Tangrowth for Groudon if he can. Switches back to Snorlax. Now I switch to Granbull, and is established. There's a Latios in the back. That's pretty bad news for Granbull. And I feel like Latios in the back actually makes a lot of sense for this team, just for the fact that it has Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, in case I am using Giratina at the end. But then he's also got Solar Beam, in case I've got my Groudon at the end. So that could be pretty bad. Here I didn't quite have 2 close combats ready, and I have no choice but to block that Earthquake, basically no matter what. I saw in the first game how much it did, and I didn't really have that much health, so I wouldn't be able to tank it anyways. Here I'm trying for a crunch just as a bonus, but because this Snorlax doesn't have Body Slam, kind of a bit more leeway than I would have normally. Now this crunch doesn't KO, so I feel very stupid here for not going for the close combat, because this is annoying. Yeah, and so now, yeah, okay, so there, like, that was a big mistake, because I definitely should have just gone for the close combat. There's, like, literally no, I actually don't know why. Okay, whatever. I guess, I did go with Snarl for Granbull for this, just because I wanted to be able to hit the charge moves versus deal charm damage, but, like, I don't know, I guess I just wasn't used to Snarl being so effective. Oh, so here's the Articuno. He's got no shields, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to hit that Fire Blast. Unfortunately, it's after the Icy Wind, which means that it's not going to do as much damage as it normally would. But I still get the Fire Blast. I've got a bit of health, but not enough to get to another charge move, I'm sure. So I switched to my Giratina, which has not that much health. If I actually, you know, if I realized how little health I had, I probably would have just done the Ancient Power, just in case Dragon Claw didn't quite make it, but it made it. Oh, and then I totally forgot that the Snorlax was still alive. But there it is. I guess my Groudon would have been able to take care of it if it knocked out Giratina with a charge move, if, like, he panicked or something. But anyways, so 2 wins, which is cool. That means I won the match, and now I have to decide what to do for the 3rd one. So for this one, I really had no idea whether he would try to counter my Groudon lead, or if he knew I'd know he'd try to counter the Groudon lead, because I've stuck with that. So I just had to go for, like, that double mind game and still lead Groudon, and he leads Swampert, so oh well. Go for Granbull. I stack some close combats. I expect this to be a Hydro Cannon, which I checked afterwards wouldn't totally wipe me out. But it's an Earthquake, and Granbull's done. But I was, oh man. I guess, I wonder how, yeah, actually no, I should have shielded that, because if just thinking about it, having those 2 close combats on Swampert would have been pretty sweet. Ah well. So now I basically have, like, 2/3 of a team. Yeah, just all that wasted energy, you know? Well. Oh boy, now I'm dealing with Snorlax, and there's still a lot of time on that switch timer, and I've just got Giratina, and I know that Snorlax has Outrage. So, well, I do get a boost, but I know that there's still a Swampert and probably a Tangrowth somewhere that I have to deal with, so I really don't want to waste this boost on Snorlax. So, yeah, especially because, like, the only other thing I have right now is Groudon, so it needs to come in here as soon as possible. So, it sucks when that happens, when you have to lose the boost, because just makes no sense to stay in, but no. Well. So I do have 2 shields, but I'm kind of feeling a little worried here. And like, also especially Demobo not shielding Granbull, because it really does need shields. But oh well. This Earthquake doesn't quite take out Snorlax. So now I have a Groudon. I'm up against probably Tangrowth and a Swampert. I have 2 shields, but, you know, there's only so much you can do when you've got those fast moves. So here, again, I just go for the Fire Blast. But, I mean, he's got Swampert, so I wasn't totally sure whether or not he'd bother to shield here. He does shield. Okay, attack incoming. Here I cut my losses, because it does not seem like I'm going to be able to get much further with just the Groudon. So now I've got Giratina with 2 shields. Giratina with like 2/3 health, so I don't know. Let's see what it can do. This I do shield because I think it's probably an ancient power, but it's a power whip instead. So I didn't need to shield it after all. And I probably should have saved my shields anyways for Earthquakes from Swampert. But it is what it is. Here I'm just trying to hit another ancient power to get a boost, because that would be like really cool right now. Because, man, even just getting to do a bunch of like boosted Shadow Claws is a delight. I'm not quite able to farm down this Tangrowth, but I know that it's not worth shielding no matter what, just because I need to save this for Swampert. So farm down. Oof. Swampert comes in with a move ready. Oh boy. And it's a Hydro Cannon. I do wonder. Actually, no, I'm not gonna torture myself thinking about. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, I shield the Hydro Cannon, but I mean, it would have been stupid not to, because, like, if it was an Earthquake, I'd have been dead. And then here, CMP got me. So as much as I love my big tanky Giratina, this is oh man, yeah, okay, that was well played by him there. Yikes. Okay, yeah, so those are my battles with Boss and Snorlax. Good time. Yeah, thanks. I was really scared of this team, but it went okay for me. Yeah, I still have some other Master Draft battles to voice over, but I'm behind on that. And here's Gecko being encouraging.